Peace be with you. God tells us something about people who will find themselves in hell in the 74th chapter of the Quran, verses 42 to 47. We are told, what has brought you into hell? So these people will be asked, what has brought you into hell? And they will answer, we were not of those who prayed, and we did not feed the poor, and we talked vanities with the vain talkers, and we called the day of judgment a lie until death came to us. So this will be the answer of those people. So if you are a thinking person, that gives you some clues as to what is important in life. Number one, they will say, we were not of those who prayed. For a Muslim, for any person of God, prayer is the most important obligation. But not only is it the most important obligation, it is the most valuable weapon. God tells us in the Quran that prayer keeps away from indecency and evil. And I always use the example of addiction, that God forbids us to pray when we are intoxicated. So if we choose prayer, we can't be addicts. We can't be destructive addicts, at least. So, for example, when God tells us that prayer keeps us away from indecency and evil, it surely does do that. Just by that one example, right? It saves your life. So that's one thing. So these people will say, well, we ended up in hell because we did not pray. And then they will say, well, we did not feed the poor. So that tells you feeding the poor is important. It is one of the more important parts of being a Muslim, because this is one of the reasons why people will cite that they end up in hell. So you know that this is important. And then they're going to say, we talk vanities with the vain talkers. To me, the most relevant comparison in modern world would be reality shows, right? That is just vain talk. You are investing hours to know tidbits and facts about people whose only claim to fame is essentially vanity. You're learning nothing of value. And imagine people who call themselves Muslims and they have invested hours and hours and hours and know all these little details about these reality shows, but they don't even know what is in the Quran with certainty. They may have read it once or twice, but they did not invest that kind of time into what is important, what is huda, what tells them where the traps of life lie and how to avoid them. They didn't invest in that. So that is another reason why they will cite, we talked vanities with the vain talkers, we watched reality shows, we invested our time in nothing, and we learned nothing. And then they will say, we call the day of judgment a lie. If you don't think you're going to be held accountable, then you are not going to be motivated into actually being accountable. So if you don't think that you're going to stand before God and be judged with justice for everything you've done, no matter what you call yourself, you're going to be judged by your actions, then, and with pure justice, then you're just, you cannot maintain the proper morality, because to be evil is so much easier. It's just, goodness takes effort and evil just takes easiness. That's all it is. So that is what God tells us. And these people, they made this mistake until death came to them. And that's what they will answer. So if you are one of these people who fits this description, then it behooves you to change before death comes to you. That's how it is. That's all it is. Peace be